Okay,
Sir, I'm sorry, tell me your name.
Oh, I'm Caleb with RT.
Caleb.
Moffat.
Oh, right, Caleb.
So, this recent statement from the White House alleging that the Syrian government was planning an upcoming chemical attack. Are you concerned that that could have created an opening for terrorist groups to carry out a chemical attack?
No.
You're not concerned, even though al-Nusra, al-Qaeda groups have been using chemical weapons in Syria? That's documented?
No. Next question on Syria.
Well, I mean, they could carry out a chemical attack, and then with the White House saying, oh, Assad was going to do it, that would create a cover for them to do such a thing.
Do I have to do this again? We know that Assad has used chemical weapons on his own people, and he's done that repeatedly.
Well, hasn't the United States convinced the world that
including women and children, and we have all seen that. We have all seen the video, and there is no debate about that. Okay.
So
I'm going to.
Assad give up his chemical weapons in 2013?
No.
Didn't that happen?
No.
That didn't happen. So the
Havy, let's go over to you.
Thank you. So we know that ISIS is almost defeated in Mosul. Maybe in a similar situation in Raqqa. We know that phase 2 is Deir ez-Zor. The Assad regime forces, along with the militias, Iranian proxies and militias in Syria, are trying to go to Deir ez-Zor and have backups, basically confronting the United States' efforts with their allies to defeat ISIS and Deir ez-Zor, maybe have some sort of partnership. Or trying to just impose themselves being there in a strong position. What do you expect, or what we're going to be seeing from the United States, confronting the Iranian militias, the Assad regime, the same way we saw in Tenf, which is in the in the southern eastern part of Syria?
So let me try to give folks an update on where things from our viewpoint. I'm not going to get into defense, DoD related issues. But in terms of Raqqa and what we can talk about, the first piece of news I have is that our Special Presidential Envoy, Brett McGurk, was in Syria. He was in Syria for the past couple days, I believe, and he talked with some of the local partners of the global campaign and the coalition to defeat ISIS. We're very proud to say that he was able to witness some of the humanitarian and stabilization work and assistance that's now underway in the liberated areas north of Raqqa. And if they think about this, in the past few weeks ago, we were on the outskirts. When I say we, I mean coalition partners, backed by the United States in an advise and assist capacity. We're outside of Raqqa, and now we're already getting into that portion where we can do some humanitarian and stabilization efforts. So we're proud of that. One of the things that Special Envoy McGurk has talked about is that once Raqqa is liberated, that we believe it's critical for local officials from the area to take over responsibility for post-liberation security, but most importantly, governance down the road. This campaign is trending in a positive direction. We are pleased with that, but it's certainly not over, and will take a lot of work in order to tie it up.
Are we going to see Assad regime forces go into Raqqa or try to govern and take these areas?
We would certainly hope not, and that is an area that is of great discussion because the United States wants to be able to stabilize these areas, eventually be able to bring the Syrian people, whether it's in Syria or whether it's in Mosul in Iraq. We want to be able to bring those folks back in their communities. That's where they want to live. Conditions are not ripe for that just yet. There is a lot of demining work that has to be done, electricity, water, all of those things. So folks are a long way off from seeing that just yet. And that's one of the reasons we talk about local control of those communities that is handled by a governance that is agreed to by the local people there. And so that will be one of the priorities that we would be working toward. Anything else on Syria?
Yeah. You said before, are you saying that al-Qaeda has not used chemical weapons?
I'm not going to get into this conversation with you about this.
Because,
no. You want to have a debate, okay, about a hypothetical, okay, and I'm not going to get into a debate.
If you announce that there's a pending chemical attack,
I'm not going to get into a debate about a hypothetical.
If you announce that, then they could carry out an attack, and it would look like the government did it. I mean, isn't that a real possibility?
If you want to try to make excuses for the Assad regime, go right ahead.
Talking about
You've
Assad.
got a lot of
I'm
cameras on you right
groups.
now.
I'm talking about al-Qaeda.
Okay, and I'm not going to spend all our folks' time having that conversation. We all know here in this room that Bashar al-Assad is responsible for chemical attacks on his own people, including women and
And
children.
isn't al-Qaeda
We are
also-
not going to
isn't
debate
al-Qaeda
it
responsible for such
beyond
things?
that. Al-Qaeda, horrible too, but
Uses
what we're
chemical
talking about
weapons?
right now is Assad and Syria.
Well, I
Okay.
asked you about
Next
al-Qaeda.
next
That's what I
question.
was asking for clarification
Something else
on.
on Syria?
Russia?